everyone, welcome back to this week's episode of Is This Thing On? So, sorry for posting this episode late. Being in this little quarantine moment that we're having has kind of made me lazy, and it's no excuse because now I have a lot of time to work on my podcast. But nonetheless, I get lazy. So, yeah, it happened. All right. Anyways, today's episode is going to be about, well, my birthday is on Friday of this week. So, and I'm going to be turning 23. So I thought, why not do 23 things I've learned at 23? So that's what today's episode is going to be about. And I hope you guys learned something from it. If not, you can laugh at me. I don't know. But here's my 23 bits of wisdom I've learned. Number 1, expect nothing. So, in recent years, I've learned so much that we cannot have expectations about anything or anyone, because that leads to disappointment. And so, how do you not disappoint yourself? By not expecting anything in return. Whether it's from your friends, your family, your significant other, whoever it may be, it's just better off to not be expecting anything, because then you're just going to wind up incredibly disappointed in the long run. And we just cannot ask people to do anything for us because we're so fickle, and our emotions are so fleeting, and one day we're happy, one day we're not, one day we're sad. There's just so much that goes into it, especially in the sense of having people in your life that actually want to care for you. But at the same time, you could devote so much time and affection towards this person and then absolutely expect nothing in return from them. And that's just how we're dealt with life sometimes. We have people that just don't give a crap. And so you just gotta go in it with no expectations. Same thing with like a new relationship. Like, you just can't have these preconceived ideas of what you think it's going to be and stuff. And yes, it's good to have standards. It's good to have, qualities that you want in someone. Nothing wrong with that, absolutely. But when we have this like perfect list of qualifications we want in a partner, and so we end up meeting that person or going on a date or wherever, and we just have all these expectations in mind, and then when they don't meet all the things on our checklist or a few of those things, you're kind of just left like disappointed. You're like, so what now? So yeah, you can't expect people to care. You can't expect people to be at their best sometimes, because we all go through rough patches in life. And so expect nothing. Number 2, breathe and slow down. So I think we all struggle with this one a lot. I struggle with it. If you have anxiety and depression, you probably struggle with this, but it's so hard to just sit still for a moment and take everything in and just kind of just allow ourselves to be mindful of what's going on in the now. And because everything is so instantaneous, everything is so fleeting, everything is so fast and rapid, and there's just so many things going on. We're in a constant state of change. It's so difficult to just sit there and take a deep breath and just let it go and sit there and bask in the slow and quiet moments. For example, this time of quarantine, we should be using it as a period of self-reflection and as ironic as it may seem, but gratitude. We could be in worse circumstances, and we're alive. Yes, humanity is going through a huge crisis right now because of this world pandemic, but it's nice to have time to remind ourselves that we are not in control of absolutely everything in our life. So we need to just take a breather for a little bit and kind of not go through the motions as fast. We are habitual beings, and it's been noted that it takes approximately 2 weeks to get a routine down. In those 2 weeks, you've cultivated a routine, you've learned it, you go through it, and you just keep going and going and going through the motions. Everybody has a routine, whether it's systematic or spontaneous or whatever it may be. We all go through our own type of routines, and sometimes it is somewhat messy going through life without a routine. And you just get in the habit of everything is on the go, 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 that you forget to just take a moment for yourself and just kind of meditate on what's going on. And sometimes we got to do a self checkup, and see what needs an extra period of reflection. So it's important to take time in doing that. And a great way we can take time to do that is through practicing our breathing and doing guided meditations, reflecting on scripture, just having quiet time for yourself, even if it's just closing your eyes for like a few seconds, for a few minutes, and just kind of breathing in and breathing out, and just keeping a mindful state. So I think we can all learn to practice that. I think it would be better for us in the long run, for not just our body physically, but like mentally and spiritually and emotionally. It would benefit us all. We could just take a time to just slow down. So that's point number 2. Number 3, it's okay to not be okay. So what I mean about this, and I've already had an episode on my mental health and whatnot, and I talk about mental health a lot because it's okay to have moments where we don't have it together, where we don't have it figured out, where our emotions are just in this never-ending roller coaster. And especially if you struggle from anxiety or depression or bipolar disorder, you feel helpless sometimes. You feel, discombobulated, and you feel like everything is just out of your control, and you get to a point where you don't think anybody wants to listen to you or hear you out. And you know what? I'm here to tell you that that's not true, that you're important, that you're valid, that everything you're feeling is valid, and that you need to take time for yourself sometimes to just kind of bask in that state, and then learn to accept that you will get better, you will feel better. It may take time, it may take you having to go to therapy or taking your prescriptions or whatever it is you have to do, but you will get through it. And so I just want to remind everybody out there that if you need help, please seek out a mental health professional, talk to someone you trust, and just allow yourself to feel what you need to feel. Don't suppress anything. It's not healthy for you. It's not productive. You'll end up feeling worse in the long run. And just know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So that's point number 3. Number 4, you don't need to always put others first. So this is going to sound selfish, but it's true. Sometimes we get really consumed in doing things for other people that we completely abandon and forget our own needs. And it sounds selfish of me to say that, but sometimes you got to take care of yourself before you can take care of someone else. Because if you don't know how to take care of yourself, how are you going to expect someone to take care of you? And so by any means, I don't mean to be codependent, because that's not good for anyone. And I've already talked about that several times, so I won't go in depth. But yes, like if you are going through something and you are the person that constantly just pushes everything, and compartmentalizes everything to the very depths of her mind or soul, and you don't learn how to deal with that in an effective and constructive and healthy manner, it's going to be so hard for you to take care of someone else, to take care of a family member, a friend, a loved one, whoever it may be. You got to take time sometimes to yourself to just do some self-reflection and really take care of yourself, like, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, kind of keep yourself in check. It's okay to ask people for help. It's okay to step down sometimes from the things that you have to do and just kind of give yourself a little bit of a break. I think that as individuals, we do not give ourselves enough grace. And I've always thought, well, if God can give us all this grace, why can't we be graceful towards each other and towards other people? Why do we have to just go through so many periods of resentment, not just to people, but towards ourselves? And we tend to put ourselves down a lot. We tend to bash ourselves. We tend to just be in a state of comparison sometimes, and comparison is the thief of happiness. And so if you are at a point where you've reached rock bottom and you keep having to reach rock bottom, and it takes you all the way to rock bottom to realize that you are neglecting yourself, just take time. Take time for yourself. You need to take time. Every now and then, everyone needs to take time. It doesn't matter how selfish that sounds, but again, if we cannot deal with our own inner traumas, with our own self-esteem, our self-worth, our self-value, we cannot expect to deal with someone else's emotionals and physical and whatever kind of other baggage that they may be carrying. So yeah, do yourself a favor and practice self-love, and learn to care for yourself first. It's not always a bad thing. Number 5, it's all right to mess up. Yeah, it's okay to mess up. It's okay to not be right. It's okay to make mistakes. Everybody has those days. Everybody's going to be okay. Everybody has those days. I tried to quote Hannah Montana. It did not work. Nobody's perfect. Okay? That's the bottom line. We don't go through life through sunshine and rainbows. It's got to take some rain clouds to pass through the storm. And oftentimes, like I've mentioned, we are not very graceful and loving towards ourselves, and we are our biggest and harshest critics. It's easier sometimes to tear down yourself than it is to tear someone else down. And so in a society where we are constantly, you know, looking at everything through rose-colored glasses and seeing how everything is just so meticulous and perfect, learn to embrace imperfection and flaws, and stop being so damn hard on yourself. If you get a bad grade, so what? Study hard, work hard, and the next time you can get a really good grade. You got fired from your job, so what? So what? Apply, build your resume, do stuff that makes you stand out, but no matter what, do not give up. You will get through it. You will persevere. Failure is not an option. In order to succeed, failure is not an option. I know I'm sounding like a very cruddy, crappy, corny motivational speaker, but it's true. Plus, failure builds character. You learn from your mistakes. We all do. So it's okay. Number 6, stop being so hard on yourself. I think this kind of ties in with everything else that I said, but basically, yeah, give yourself just a period of time to just self-reflect and realize that, you're not any worse than anybody else out there. We all mess up. We're all greedy, selfish, vain, horrible human beings, but that doesn't have to be you, and you can improve on whatever it is you're going through in your life. So yeah, stop being so hard on yourself. We all mess up. We are all mean and selfish at some point. Does that make it okay to keep doing that? Absolutely not. But be that change you wish to see in the world. So yeah. Number 7, people will disappoint you every time. Yes, they will. This ties into number 1, the first point that I made. Yeah, people will disappoint you. I mean, unfortunately, not everybody is reliable or trustworthy or loyal or committed in any sense of the way, whether it's a relationship, a friendship, uh, family members, it doesn't matter. Like, not everyone will be there for you. And you will have to learn that very early on in your life in order to navigate society, because we're greedy individuals. It's a dog eats dog world. That's what the stupid phrase is. But yeah, as harsh as that sounds, as brutal as that sounds, that's just the kind of reality that we live in. I mean, look at what's going on right now in the world with this global pandemic. We have people that are literally going crazy, buying and buying bulks and bulks and bulks of things. And for what? For something that could be cured in like a few months, in a few weeks? We don't know, because information is constantly being poured in and out to us. But what we do know is that some people are just so awful, and humanity will disappoint you every single chance. That's just the truth. Number 8, find a good group of friends and hold on to them. Yes, I already made an episode on this, on healthy friendships. But yeah, it's really true. it's really, really true. You know, we're not meant to go through life alone. I don't care how independent you are. You could be the most independent, the most successful person, um, but you will still manage to feel lonely and empty because we all crave human interaction at some kind of level. We're all social beings. We're not meant to be alone. Um, so, yeah, find that group of friends and just hold on to them. And if you are having a tough time realizing who's real and who's not, have other people that you trust, kind of like keep you accountable and look back at you and say, hey, I don't think so and so is good for you. And if these are people that you've known for years that you genuinely trust and love, take their word for it, because you do not want to spend an X amount of time dealing with someone that is just toxic and horrible and dysfunctional. Um, you don't want to waste, that amount of time on a relationship or a friendship or whatever it is it may be. So, yeah, and life's too short to be just dealing with people that suck, But it's the truth. And if you want to know more about that, listen to my episode on healthy friendships. I don't know if that's episode number 2 or number 3. It's one of those. But yeah, go listen to it. There's some good advice on there. Is that number 8 or number 9? Oh, number 9. Pray without ceasing. Yes. I think prayer is such a vital part of life. If you didn't know this about me, I'm a Christian. I've accepted Jesus Christ into my life. And I think prayer is just so important and so pivotal and so valuable if you want to succeed in life. I don't know if you're religious out there or you're just spiritual, but whatever kind of, ritual you have to go through to help you, do it. For me, it's prayer. I love prayer. Prayer is how I talk to the Lord, how I calm myself down, how I am able to be filled with peace. And so it really, really helps, not just like spiritually, but emotionally, psychologically. It's so comforting and powerful at the same time. I can't explain it, but it's a great thing to do. Number 10. If someone is being toxic, do not let them into your life again. Whew, okay, same thing with the whole friends and people disappointing you. Yeah, nobody has time for toxic people. Ain't nobody got time for that, okay? If you're being toxic, if you're being petty, if you're being horrible and stupid and ugly, get out of my life. We do not welcome toxic energy into our precious sacred circle. We do not. Bitterness will just age us more and just give us so much stress in our lives. Why stress over something that cannot be fixed? That person is toxic. Wish them well. Hope that someday they can see past how toxic and flawed they are and that they will be willing to make that change. But until that day comes, girl, boy, Sally, Bob, John, whoever your name is, let them go. They are not good for you. You do not want to waste your tears on them. They ain't worth it. Okay? Number 11. Take everything day by day. Yep. This goes along again with like the first 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points that I've had to make. But yes, take everything day to day. Everything changes from day to day. You never know what you're going to do from one day to the next. So just take that into account. And there's more important things to do sometimes than to be fixated and focused on what you're going to be doing in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years from now. Yet, like, yes, it is great to have a plan. The thing is, plans can change within a second. We don't know. There's a saying, we make plans and God laughs. It's true. Whether you believe in God or not, or karma or the universe, whatever, your plans can change in an instant. You never know what life is going to bring. So just live in the moment, seize the day, carpe diem. Okay. Number 12, you don't have control over everything. Same thing again. I basically reiterated myself so many times. But yeah, it's true. We do not have control over everything. As much as we want to control the world and our lives and what we eat and what we do and what we post on social media, not everything is within our grasp. So just learn to accept that. And once you do, your life will be a lot easier, because we are not anything special. We're not powerful. We're not supernatural. We're just regular, smegular human beings. Okay. And yeah, just learn that. Number 13. Dating is hard. Oh boy. Yes, it is. It doesn't matter what age you are. It is so hard, especially in the digital, technical, techno, technological era that we live in. It is so hard. If you are an 18 through 25 to 30-year-old man, it's hard out there. It's hard. Sometimes we gotta help a brother and sister out. Set your single friends up on a date. You gotta do it sometimes. Yeah, it is incredibly hard, especially because we are growing up in an era where people don't like to necessarily communicate the traditional way. Sometimes I wish we would just go back to like pagers and like landlines and like just simple phones and like actually like write each other letters and call each other up. I've always said this, but I prefer calling over texting and emails. I hate being so glued to technology sometimes, and we've really really lost sense of communication. At times we can't even look each other in the eye, and that is so weird that we can't do that, because that should be the norm. Whether it comes to dating or talking to someone or building a friendship, like whatever it may be. But yeah, it's rough out there for all of us, I think. uh 14, never hide your personality. Yep, don't do it. I don't care how old you are. Do not hide your personality. We were all uniquely made for a reason, and it is so dull to be a replica or copy of someone else and try to emulate that into our lives. No, be you, boo boo. Be you. That's so cringy. But yeah, be you. Like, do not hide your personality. You should feel comfortable being yourself. And if you don't, screw whoever is making you feel like a basket case. Been there, done that. Still having to learn that. But yeah, your personality will be 10 times better than you trying to copy someone. I don't care how good their style is, how funny they are, how smart they are, how charming they are. You need to be you, because there will never be anyone else like you. So be you. Embrace your personality, embrace your quirky laugh, embrace your dark sense of humor, embrace your wittiness. Do it. Just be you, boo boo. Okay. Number 15, stand up for your beliefs. Yep. Cannot stress this enough, but yeah, you need to you need to fight for what you believe in. Because if you don't, who will? You know, be your own Joan of Arc sometimes and resist others' opinions. You know, you do not have to be a doormat and go along with absolutely everything that is regurgitated and spit out to us. You know, you do not have to let yourself be controlled or influenced by other people's opinions. You are intelligent, autonomous, and you have the right to stand up for something that you believe in. You know, everybody's entitled to believe what they want to believe, but if someone is violating your beliefs, you stand up and you stand your ground and you make it known to that person that you will not put up whatever it is they are trying to tear you down for. So, yeah, stand up for your beliefs. It's really important. 16. It's okay to be vulnerable. I've mentioned this in so many of my episodes, but I'm going to mention it again because I think that we all need to practice the art of being vulnerable. And know that being vulnerable does not equate to being weak or meek. Um, Vulnerability requires being vulnerable. There's strength. Okay, this is the quote. There's strength in vulnerability. And there really is, because it takes a lot to unravel those layers of ourselves that we sometimes don't want to come to terms with, and just acknowledge that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to break down and cry. It's okay to feel like you may not have any together, but it's okay to allow yourself to just be vulnerable sometimes and be real with people and be real with yourself, most importantly. Um, yeah, it's perfectly normal. Embrace it, cherish it, okay? Number 17, your body is a temple. Take care of it. Yes, your body is a temple. Your body, you know, I'm still trying to conceptualize that and realize that, because I'm gonna be real, I'm still not comfortable with my body, and it's a long journey that I've been on, but I've learned that we shouldn't we shouldn't be so hard on ourselves, and we should look at our body as a source of life and energy. And if you treat your body well, if you nourish it with the right foods, you know, with exercise, with patience, you know, your body will love you back. And so we need to look at our body as a temple. We need to take care of our temple. And I know it may be hard sometimes to embrace our cellulite or our curves, or, you know, that extra little pooch that we're carrying. But just know that as long as you're healthy, mind, body, and spirit, you're going to be okay. It's okay. I know that right now, in these 2 weeks that we're going to be quarantined, possibly 3 or longer, because I know that going to the gym is one of my biggest loves. It's going to be hard for me because I love going to the gym. I love working out. I love feeling good physically. And so me not having that is a little scary, because I'm afraid of gaining weight, and my body weight is constantly up and down, up and down. But right now, we're in survival mode and we need our bodies to survive. So just try to be as gentle and loving to your body as possible. Number 18, exercise because you feel good, not because you want the number on the scale to drop. Yes, tying in with number 17. Yeah, I'm going to be real. I mean, I started my fitness journey up again because I wanted to lose weight. And that is still the goal. I still want to drop like another 10 or 15 pounds. But you know what? Exercise makes me feel great. After I exercise, I feel calm. I feel good. I feel it's one of the things that keeps me sane. And so, get out there and release those endorphins, whether you go to the gym, whether you just like to walk your dog or go for a run, or do some yoga or do some aerobics, whatever it may be. But just remember that losing weight or gaining weight, it does not define you, and you need to embrace that. And you should do it because you want to feel good mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, not because you want to lose weight. Okay? I know it's tempting, especially with summer coming up, but remind yourself that you should do it because you want to feel great and healthy. Number 19, be kind and empathetic always. We never know what someone is going through, so we need to kind of just take a step back sometimes and stop judging people so harshly, stop criticizing, stop telling people what to do, stop assuming others' circumstances, and just take the time to really listen to someone and what they have to say and what they're going through, and just be empathetic. It doesn't take much to have empathy. It really doesn't. It just takes you listening and acknowledging that person and making them feel loved and valid. That's what empathy is. And it's a hard skill to learn, but I think we can all do it. We need more empathy in the world. We need more understanding, more love, more kindness, because we never know what someone is going through. We never know if they are on the brink of ending their life. And just by listening to them, we save their life. We never know what kind of circumstances that person is going through. So just be kind and considerate. Number 20, cherish your family. Same thing. We never know what our family is going through. They are the people in our life that we, you know, were that we inherited. We were not given the option to choose our family or our family members. So just be grateful that you have a family, whether that's blood relatives or friends that you consider family or whoever else. Cherish that little group of people that you call your family and tell them how much you love them and how much you care for them, and just be there for them because you never know when their last day on this earth will be. So just cherish them. 21, check up on your friends. Yes, it's very important to not just check up on yourself, but on your friends. Um, Sometimes my friends are not doing so well, and so I like to call them up or send them a text to see how they're doing because, you know, if we're friends, I expect us to care for each other and check up on each other and be there for one another in the good and the bad and the ugly. And if you're going through something, I will be there for you 100%. And I know sometimes our friends don't want to open up to us. That's okay. Just make yourself available and let them know that you are there to listen to them in however way they want to let you in, but respect their wishes and check up on them. You know, remind them that you love them and you care for them. and you want nothing but the best for them. And be loyal to them. Be kind. What else? Uh, don't rush your 22. Don't rush your education, career. Don't rush love. I included like 3 things in there. But yeah, if someone had told me to just take my time with college, with my degree, I would have done it. But I'm someone that likes to get things done. And I figured I'm young, I'm full of vigor, I have energy, I have no prior commitments right now. Might as well get it done. But you know what? There is strength in getting things done slowly sometimes. And that could be our education, our career. I feel like, the biggest problem we face as individuals, as young people, sometimes is that we go to college, we do a degree, and then we realize, what are we going to do with our careers? We should be in our careers already. We should be getting things done. And when things are not panning out the way they're supposed to, we feel like an absolute failure, and we're like, where's our career? What are we gonna make of it? Like, what are we gonna do for a career, for a living? I think that's something that we all deal with, no matter what age we're at, no matter what point in our life we're at. But just remind yourself that everything has a time and a purpose, and you have a purpose. And whatever career you decide to step into, you will do great. Okay. Don't rush love. Yeah, that's something I'm having to learn right now. I'm incredibly impatient. I want something now, 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 now. And I'm having to constantly be reminded of it. It's like that. Is that song by the Supremes, or who is it by? The You Can't Hurry Love. No, you just have to wait. You said love don't come easy. It's a game of give and take. But it's true. You can't hurry love. You just have to wait sometimes. Um, Still learning that. Let me know if y'all struggle with this, because I do. And I need some some tips on how to keep myself preoccupied so that I don't constantly dwell in it. But yeah. And 23. Jesus is in control of everything. Rely on him, not on your own strength. You are strong in him. Yep. As a Christian, 100%. I think that we want to control everything, and sometimes we idolize ourselves and we put other things above God, and we want to be our own God sometimes. And so that can be really like difficult to come to terms with. And it's important to just let God handle absolutely everything. Um, because if we don't, we're gonna fall apart, you know? And so with that, I would just like to end on a verse, and hopefully we can just take it with us and meditate on it, because I think this quote, this passage, the scripture is really relevant to what we're going through right now. And it's 1 John 4:18. There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear, because fear has to do with punishment. The one who fears is not made in perfect love. And Psalm 94:19. When anxiety was great within me, your consolation brought joy to my soul. Yeah, let our anxieties and our fears be cast away by the Lord, and let him be in control. Um because, he's the ruler and the maker of everything, and he knows what's going on in the midst of this chaotic world that we're living in. He knows everything. So I encourage you guys to pray for one another, pray for this world, and remain safe, remain calm, check up on each other. Do not take everybody's resources. Be kind to one another. And with that, I say, have a good day, morning, night, evening. Go forth, prosper, and God bless. Bye, guys. As always, guys, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys took something away from this. 23 things that I've learned in my 23 years of life. Happy birthday to me. I hope y'all are making the most of this quarantine. I know it is difficult out there, but things will somehow get better, hopefully. And so, with that in mind, again, if you want to call me, because we have a phone number for this podcast, that number is 956 278 0720. The number is 956 278 0720. Again, one more time. If you're stuck in quarantine and you're bored and you want to leave a voicemail or you want to talk to me, just call this number 956 278 0720. So leave me a voicemail on there. Leave me topic ideas for the next podcast episode. If you want to be featured on the podcast, let me know. Your girl can have you on the podcast whenever you'd like. If you have any questions, you want me to answer anything, if you're dealing with stuff and you just need someone to talk to, feel free to use that number. I think you can text it as well. But yeah, text the number. You know, don't be afraid. Just leave a voice message on there, but be nice about it, please. Of course, and always. And there's also a voice message link directly to this podcast. So if you want to leave a voice message on there, you can as well. I will leave the link below in the show notes. Check out my YouTube channel. I will leave some resources below if you want to check them out. Stay safe out there. Don't stock up on things that are unnecessary. Don't push people around to get the things that you need to get. Be kind to one another. And happy birthday to me, and I guess I'll see you on the next one. So go forth, prosper, and God bless. Bye.